Hello and welcome and congratulations on taking the step to grab this video course. I'm excited because I get to teach you how to build an email delivery system. Now, we've spent a lot of time and thousands of dollars and months just trying to figure out the best delivery systems. We've tried GetResponse, Aweber, and so forth and so forth. While Aweber and GetResponse are great systems, and I'm not going to knock them down because I use them myself, but throughout them all, the bigger your list grows, the more that you will have to pay. And for example, if you have a list of 5,000 compared to a list of 10,000, you might be paying anywhere from $50, $60 to $100 per month. Now, using this system, you're going to be able to pay a lot less, anywhere from $10, $20, $30 and so forth. And I'm going to show you your options and so you can decrease your long-term costs. So this is video number 1, the introduction to email freedom. Now, once we get past this video, I'm going to jump right in. I'm going to show you how to set up the system step by step. Now, before we get started, I want to give you a quick overview here of what we're going to be talking about. We're going to talk about a video's overview. I'm going to talk about the mindset because I'm a big believer that you need to get into the right mindset before you implement the system. You got to set yourself up for success. We're going to talk about the general strategy and, of course, the tools and what you need to get started. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. The video's overview, video number 1 is this specific video. In the next video, I'm going to give you a quick case study comparison between Amazon AWS, web hosting scripts that you can use for delivery, mailjet.com, which is the cloud email that we're going to be using, which I personally have a lot of success with, and a lot of other different services. I'm going to show you the case study, the results that I got. You can make your own decision from that point on and so forth. Now, video number 3, we're going to talk about using the cloud service, which is mailjet.com. And I'm going to jump right in. I'm going to show you how to set up an account and a quick overview of the site in video number 4. I'm going to show you how to configure the settings, set up an email address, how to configure your MailJet panel. We're going to talk about optional delivery increase, basically how to increase the deliverability rates using the WHMC panel. We're going to talk about organizing and importing your emails, which many of you know if you've used many different emailing services that a lot of companies do not like you importing emails into their system. But MailJet is very friendly with that as long as your spam rate is not as high. Video number 7, we're going to talk about starting a campaign. Basically 7, 8, and 9 are 3 different campaigns. We got HTML templates, which MailJet provides you with, text only, some people like text only, and HTML source code. And I preferably go with the HTML source code, and you'll see what I mean when I show you it, because it's just a lot easier. It gives you a lot more freedom. Even if you don't know anything about HTML source code, you'll be able to do that. And of course, last but not least, video number 10, I'm going to show you how to actually take action. After you've started the campaign, you go from that point. How do you go from testing it? How do you go from viewing the statistics and so forth? And I like mailjet.com and other cloud services because it actually shows you like who opens your email, who clicked on the unsubscribe button, who clicked on the spam button. It just gives you so much of statistics that you really can use for seeing what works and what doesn't. Okay, so I want you to get into the right mindset before we begin to implement this system, simply because if you're in the right mindset, it's just going to make it a lot easier. So while it is expensive to use several competitors' services, and pretty much it has been ingrained into our brain that the bigger your list, the more expensive it's got to be. And if it's not expensive, then the service must have some sort of catch or something like that. So I want you to get in the mindset that you can have a list of 10,000 or more and pay less than $10 to $20 a month. You can do that. So just don't let that stop you, because I know when you're going to be implementing the system, you're going to think along the way, is this for real? So you don't have to spend thousands of dollars just because you have thousands of subscribers on your list. I have thousands of people on my list, and with Mailjet.com I pay about, I think it's $7.99 a month, but I'll show you in just a minute. But with the resources I'm going to show you, just keep thinking that you can get quality at a budget cost. By thinking the other way around, it can prevent you from actually implementing the system. So that's why I wanted to go over this quickly. Okay, so the general strategy is, of course, you're going to set up your email address, and you're going to need to have access to cPanel. We're going to sign up for your cloud email or SMTP service, which is mailjet.com. Step number 3, we're going to configure your Mailjet account. We're going to take the leads that you have, we're going to import them. We're going to set up a campaign. I'm going to show you 3 different campaigns. We're going to email the list, and you can rinse and repeat. Then you can focus on growing your relationship with your list and monetizing your list. Of course, what you need to have a Mailjet account. You need to have at least $10 per month. And I assume that if you have a list, you should be making a lot more than $10 a month. So that should be just a few pennies. You need to have cPanel hosting access. That's preferable. You don't have to, but if you want to follow along with this video series, I'd recommend that you get some sort of cPanel hosting access so that you can create emails, preferably to have WHM access, which is like the administrator access. Usually comes with reseller accounts and virtual private server accounts and so forth. If you have any questions on this, of course, email your web hosting company to see if they can provide you with WHM access, because you're going to need to edit what we call DNS servers. It's not required, but you can increase your deliverability rates, and if I were you, I would do it. You're going to need to have Composer, which is a HTML editor for your HTML campaigns if you go down this route. And if you just want to view that video, see if it's right for you, and if that's good for you, you can go and do it. So I want to give you options so that you can figure out what your needs are, because you know your needs better than me, and I just want you to have different options so that you can take the necessary action. And of course, you're going to need to have access to a subscriber lead list and internet and the will to persevere. With that said, let's move on to video number 2. I'm going to start talking about some case studies and the results that I got. And this will be very interesting to many of you.